Welcome back. We are with former mayor for the city of Tulsa, Rodger Randle, also a professor at OU Tulsa. Thanks for joining us.
Pleasure to be here.
It is kind of exciting. We're just a couple days away from Super Tuesday. Oklahoma, of course, votes in the Super Tuesday GOP primary. And I think for a lot of people, they're excited because their vote is going to matter this time.
This is going to be one of the few times I can remember, actually, to tell the truth, the only time I can remember when the nation was paying attention to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
We're one of the key states, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Georgia, that are key for Santorum and Gingrich. Ohio will get the big share of the national attention. But for once, what Oklahoma does is going to have an impact and will affect the Republican nomination for president.
I guess the good news is that Oklahoma's getting a lot of attention from all the candidates. Mitt Romney's already been to Oklahoma City, as well as Ron Paul, and then Santorum and Newt have both been to Tulsa. And we're getting some airtime, some commercials and so forth. So they really are paying attention and doing more than just giving lip service to it. They understand that Oklahoma's going to play a role.
Oklahoma's going to play a big role. We're expected to be a Santorum state pretty firmly, but if something different than that happens, then it becomes national headlines. Yeah. The candidates, of course, always have come to Oklahoma. They come to Oklahoma to get money, and so they may slip in the late afternoon and leave in the early evening after they've had their fundraiser, but they've never paid attention to us, the voter. And this year, we, the voter, we're the principal attraction that's bringing those candidates here.
You know, when you look at the last race 4 years ago when you had Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, that went all the way through the spring. And then with the Republican side, traditionally it's been Iowa and then New Hampshire and South Carolina, and then that was pretty much it. But it looks like, you know, with this year, is the whole political landscape changing for the entire country?
Well, it seems to be, certainly this year, because for the Republican nomination, it's truly still up in the air. Mitt Romney is still the front runner, but it's not sewed up. Super Tuesday could go a long way to sewing it up or opening it up. And in that regard, Oklahoma is going to be a source of national attention.
You know, there was some talk that had Mitt Romney not won up in Michigan, that maybe some other candidate might come from out of the blue. Does that now look like that's not going to happen and we're going to settle on one of the four that's left?
You know, it's never been very likely that that could happen. That's a very difficult thing to do. And we look back in history, we've got to go back 60 years to find a case where a convention was really open. Nowadays, the primary process that involve us regular voters, that's where things get decided. Candidates can use the primaries early on, get momentum, wrap up a nomination at an early point, but it's really decided in the primaries.
Do you think that this is more the way that perhaps it should be, that it continues on for a while and that more states have a say?
We look back in history and we see where the Iowa caucuses followed by New Hampshire's primary and then maybe the South Carolina primary, and then bang, it's over. You know, it's been decided. And the rest of us are an ignored afterthought. And so it's great this year that we're a part of it, that we're a focus of attention, that how we vote will make a difference.
Do you think that will make a difference and that we'll see a lot more Republican voters turn out at the polls because for the first time in a long time it matters?
I would hope so, because Republican voters are going to have a real impact for once in the national nominating process. They ought to get out in big numbers and take advantage of it. The more they vote, the more interest that they show, the more value is given to what happens in Oklahoma.
All right, it's going to be interesting. Again, Super Tuesday coming up on March 6th. Rodger Randle, thanks for joining us.